Hello, everyone. My name is Dorian Warren, and I'm excited to welcome you to our program today, Stimulus Checks from Rescue to Recovery, hosted by the Economic Security Project and People's Action. Now, we're here to talk about what we need right now to recover from COVID and what we can do to make it happen. Stick around because we got some exciting guests for you today, and then we're going to take action together. But first, I want to welcome live from Chicago, my hometown, our very special musical guest, Sam Trump, performing New Word. Take it away, Sam.
I envision a new world. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. What about you? Let's make it a reality. I'm looking for new words that we can speak to tell the truth. Yeah. Cause we all just wanna be free. In a new world is where I want to be, helping others, and it's just because that's what I love. Look what it does, creates a bond between us. And when we form something unbreakable, you must know it comes from above. The creator is love, forget what it was. The future's waiting on us. So let's put together strategies, solutions before tragedies. We've all got a part to play each day. Communication's everything. Based on the words we exchange, speak life, take away the pain. Let's focus today, cause time won't wait for you and I to make a change. A new world. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. What about you? Let's make it a reality. I'm looking for new words, yeah, that we can speak to tell the truth. Cause we all just wanna be free. Invest in me, cause all that's left is we. I need my sisters and my bros to get rid of the hate. So much wrong around, let's end it. Just believe all someone needs is a true hand to hold. They're willing to follow, but who's gonna take the lead? I've got the rhythm, I've got my music, I've got my family, can't ask for anything more. And we've come together in the name of love. Vibes high up above, can't ask for anything more. I've got the rhythm, I've got my music, I've got my family, can't ask for anything more. And we've come together in the name of love. Vibes high up above, can't ask for anything more. A new world, yeah, I can see it, yeah, I can see it. What about you? Let's make it a reality. I'm looking for new words that we can speak to tell the truth, yeah. Cause we all just wanna be free. Yeah. Some really important work that we're doing right now. Thank you all for being here. Yes. Let's make it a reality. I'm looking for new words that we can speak to tell the truth, yeah. Cause we all just wanna be free.
Wow. If y'all are in the chat, Give Sam some love. That was amazing. And I was already vibing. And then, Sam, you pulled out that trumpet and the horn. And so, thank you so much. And by the way, Sam was with us in February when Senator Schumer and Sanders joined our call on Congress to get it done and pass the American Rescue Plan. And guess what? They actually did it. $1.9 trillion, trillion with a T. That's a huge victory for you, for us. You won that, we won that. So now we need to make the promise of the ARP real for our communities. We need to make it permanent. We're calling on President Biden to include direct cash payments in the next round of COVID relief. And we're going to talk about it with Senator Ron Wyden and some amazing grassroots leaders from around the country. But first, I'd like to thank the more than 20 senators who have joined our call for direct cash payments and our partner organizations whose members we'll hear from in just a minute. Income Movement, Change.org, Parents Together Action, Humanity Forward, the Economic Security Project, and People's Action, who are hosting today's live stream. So thank you, each of you. And thank you for joining us. If you're watching on Crowdcast, welcome. We want to hear from you, so join us in the chat. And if you're with us on Facebook, we'd like you to join the conversation. Just follow the link at the bottom of your screen. Now, let me hand things over to my co-MC who's doing some of the baddest, boldest multiracial organizing in the country, the homie, Brigid Flaherty from down home, North Carolina. Take it away, Brigid.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. And thank you so much, Dorian. I couldn't be more excited than to be talking with y'all today about getting more money into the hands of our people, but also celebrating what we've just won with the ARP. Again, my name is Brigid Flaherty, and I'm the co-director of Down Home North Carolina and a proud board member of People's Action. Down Home North Carolina is a grassroots statewide organization formed in 2017 to build the power of multiracial working class folks living in rural and small town North Carolina. We're also a proud member of People's Action, which is a network of over 40 state-based power organizations in over 30 states. We work in suburban areas, small towns, and rural areas, really trying to get a multiracial populism that will meet the needs of poor and working people across race and gender in today's society. And again, so what are we here to talk about today? We are celebrating a historic win that all of y'all made happen, which is the passage of the American Relief Plan. And what does that actually mean? We're getting vaccines, we're getting jobs, we're getting financial assistance, right? And we're focusing really on the financial assistance part of the plan. We're talking about, and really there should be a drum roll because this is, again, historic and monumental. $1,400 stimulus checks, including dependents and mixed status families. We're talking about an extra $300 in unemployment insurance for those who lost their jobs during the pandemic. We're talking about expanded earned income tax credits for low-wage workers. And we're also talking about a child tax credit that can put $250 to $300 of cash in people's pockets a month if you're qualifying for a family. I mean, you kind of need to pause because, again, that last part, we're talking about cutting child poverty in half, y'all. Like, this has been so needed for so long. And it is amazing that we've been able to accomplish this, but we still have so much more to go. And we're here to celebrate, but we're also here to talk about what more we need, right? Because we still know 28 million Americans are still living in poverty with this passage of this relief. And so we really need to make sure that we continue to put the pressure on the Biden administration to build back better, with the emphasis on better, because that plan comes out tomorrow and we can act now to make sure that we have extended cash relief and unemployment benefits for all. So Dorian gave you a little insight into what y'all are going to be going on, the ride, the journey today, but just to sort of give you a sense of our agenda. So we're going to go deeper into those transformative nature of cash policies that we just mentioned up top. You'll hear from Senator Ron Wyden, the Senate Finance Committee Chair, as well as people and community representatives directly impacted by these policies. We're going to be talking about the need for permanence in direct cash assistance, because we know that the pandemic is just the tip of the iceberg for working class folks across race around the economic pain that we've been experiencing. And like we said, there's no coming together without doing some action. So we're going to have a call to action on the Biden administration, again, to make sure that we continue to push for permanent cash relief. So excited to go to right now a short video that lifts up the voices of people all across the country from many different organizations in many states that recognize the importance of support in these challenging times. Let's watch the video now.
I signed into law the American Rescue Plan, an historic piece of legislation that delivers immediate relief to millions of people. Includes $1,400 in direct rescue checks, payments. It extends unemployment benefits. It helps small businesses. It lowers healthcare premiums for many. It provides food and nutrition, keeps families in their homes. And it will cut child poverty in this country in half.
I am a single mom, I have a daughter, and it's been really difficult during this pandemic. We struggle every day. Things are hard, just basics like food and paying the electric bill, so we have air conditioning and the heat.
It's just frustrating when your child got to look at you and say, I'm hungry, you know.
$2,000 monthly direct cash payment would help with some of these utilities, will help with some of the payments that we need to alleviate, and not just one, but continuous, until we're over that threshold and over that hump that says we can see a better day.
I know the stimulus check did hit, which was, it was a huge relief. We were able to catch up on some of our bills, but didn't catch up all of it.
We do have a child on the way. We found out it's gonna be a baby son today. So, you know, we could use the help financially in our family to be able to save for this and prepare ourselves for things.
Please, leaders, listen to what is happening to everyone all over the country. You know, this is your chance to prove to us that you're here, that America stands together and you take care of your people.
En nombre de mis hijos, yo les pido que tomen en cuenta a todos estos millones de personas que cuando perdieron trabajos o perdieron horas, hemos salido a las calles a tratar de conseguir dinero. Muchas gracias.
Yo, that video was fire, and I love the voices of ordinary folk at the grassroots. You hear a lot of people like me about all this, but it's always people who are directly affected. That's who we need to hear from. And let's just talk a minute about some of the issues raised in that video. What was actually potentially transformative about the American Rescue Plan in terms of cash, especially? Think Biden bucks, so direct cash payments to people, unemployment insurance extension and the boost, child tax credit, which, as Brigid mentioned, could cut child poverty in half, expanded EITC. This is all money in people's pockets with no conditions, no racist and sexist welfare tropes like in the past. This is also a new day. This ain't 2009, y'all. This is 2021. And the organizing all of us have done over the last decade has got us to this new place. So let's focus on the role that cash plays, particularly for low-income folk, working class folk, especially families of color, people of color, especially women of color. This is the victory, but we got to keep organizing. We're not done yet. This is just the start. So how does that sound to you, Brigid? You ready to go?
I am ready to go and fired up because, y'all, we literally deserve more. I cannot believe the type of year that we have all endured. And North Carolina, the state that I live in and organize in, y'all, we've been hit so hard. You know, what has it looked like on the ground here? About 900,000 North Carolinians have gotten COVID and 12,000 have died. We're looking at an unemployment rate that has gone to 6.1%, up from 3.6% the previous year. We're talking 11% of adults and 17% of children going hungry every day, and 19% of folks not being able to make their rent. And that's just in my state of North Carolina. Every state in this country is really feeling this. And again, like I said, we deserve more. It makes me sick to my stomach to think about the workers in my state that have given their all only to be seen as disposable by the people in power, right? And I'm thinking about the folks who put food on our tables, like the hog farm workers and the chicken plant workers out east. I'm thinking about the people who save lives, like the doctors and nurses in our already overburdened rural hospitals. And I'm thinking about the educators, like the brave folks in NCAE who've been teaching our children, who have been risking their lives to do so and have deserved so much more than what they've got. And, you know, it really makes me think back over this last year and like, what has it been like? And I think to the day, I think we all know the day when our lives changed. It was March 13th. And our staff decided to shut down the organization and basically shift everything to create a mutual aid fund. We knew that the only work that was important for us right now was to get cash into the hands of our people so that they could survive. We had no idea how much money we were going to raise. We had no idea how long this was going to go, but we knew that folks were going to get hurt. And so we're like, let's get into action. And we were able to raise enough money to support 641 members. And it's beautiful. Like, what an amazing thing that we were able to do. But it's also a shame, because it shouldn't be the role of community-based organizations to step in and fill this need when the government has the resources to provide for people. And so, you know, Dorian spoke about the relief package that's coming and the things that we all get to look forward to, but I want to break down what we've just won and what it means for North Carolina, because I kind of said like what we've been dealing with, but with this package, we're going to be able to bring $5.6 billion to state relief, $3.6 billion for local relief. And that means that there's going to be 6.5 million adults and 2.7 million kids that are going to get economic impact payments of $1,400. And this is critical because it makes me think of a call that I picked up about 2 weeks ago on a Friday evening. And it was a woman I had never talked to, but she lived in one of the counties that we organize in out west, which is Appalachia. And she was a mother of 4. And she was crying from the jump. She has stage 4 breast cancer. And of her 4 children, 1 is going blind. And because of the screen time that child has had to endure from COVID, it's exacerbating the problem. So instead of being able to pay for rent, the mom has been taking her money to drive her over an hour to see a doctor to help with her eyesight. And so she was calling me in tears, asking if we can support her with money so that she can stay in her house for 6 months because she knew that Down Home was giving mutual aid. And, you know, it gets me to tears right now because really it just shows how much pain working folks are in. And we are not done. I know it feels like we're getting to this point where the vaccines are coming and we're seeing these articles about, you know, what are you going to do for summer? And it's like, y'all don't have blinders on. We have years to go to make sure that people can get back up on their feet and really want to be able to make sure that, again, as we're calling on the Biden administration now to take action, that we're also going to be looking to Congress next because we know we need long-lasting relief in order to help people. So really excited to have it back to you, Dorian.
Thanks, Brigid. You better preach. I didn't know you could say all those words like that. This is actually already fire. So, Brigid, I heard you say 2 things that are really important: mutual aid and organize. Organize, organize, organize. So now we're going to hear from some real folk about why income support matters in every part of the country. So we're going to go West Coast first. We're going to hear from Sarah Rich, who's first up, from the income movement in Eugene, Oregon. Please welcome Sarah.
Thank you, Dorian. So my name is Sarah Rich and I live in Eugene, Oregon. I am a social worker and have been working with children and families for about 27 years. And I can tell you out here, things have gotten progressively worse. And I have never seen families in such distress as I have in the past year. It's been terrible, both professionally and personally. I have a daughter who's a lone parent. That means there's no other parent financially or emotionally or in any way. And watching her live, barely making it every day. Having my 5-year-old granddaughter say, Mom's doesn't have any money, Granny. How are we going to pay rent? And I always say, we're going to figure this out. Don't worry. We have to figure out as a nation and in our local communities how we're going to support our most vulnerable families. Schools are not able to support the children the way they have in the past. It's been really hard to watch. It's been hard to watch for our communities and on a national level, seeing people desperate for support and desperate to be able to keep their homes. When people are not able to meet their basic needs, how can they thrive and move forward in their lives? And we're talking about a generation of children that are suffering in a way. They don't have the schools as that resource. They don't have the community contact that they have had in the past. It is really time for us as a nation and a community to stand up and start advocating strongly for economic justice and supporting our families. I can't stress this enough to you. So my question is to you, Brigid, what can we do and who can we ask? What legislation do we need to move forward to support our families right now?
Thank you so much, Sarah. And thanks so much for sharing your story. My heart goes out to you, and I'm so glad we're in this fight together. So yes, y'all, we should be fighting to make sure that there's more money in people's pockets and that we make sure that nobody has to go without their needs met in a country as rich as ours. And that means that we need cash support for those that need it, when they need it, and not just one time, but again, make it permanent, right? So that there is a safety net that can really help everyone through the journey of life. And we can and should continue to fight for some of the things that were in the relief package to be part of the recovery package to come, and to be part of what we provide to people always when they need it. So now we're going to watch a video from Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon, chair of the U.S. Senate Finance Committee, as he gives his message as to what we just won and an urge to keep fighting so that we really can win an economy that works for all of us. Excited for
A year ago, together, we began the successful effort to offer the most expansive jobless assistance program in our country's history. The American Rescue Plan was a continuation of the historic actions that have helped millions. The American Rescue Plan sent much needed relief payments to working and middle-class families in Oregon and nationwide. It cut child poverty in half and boosts the pay of millions of essential workers. And we did it all without giving any handouts to those at the top. Democrats are committed to advancing economic relief that meets the unprecedented needs of the American people. We know our work isn't over. And now we're turning to the important task of rebuilding an economy that works for all Americans, not just the special interests. Key pieces of that puzzle are tying jobless benefits and relief checks to economic conditions on the ground. That way we can provide relief for families as long as they need it. And of course, we're going to be looking to extend the historic expansion of the child and earned income tax credits. The bottom line is we are going to keep going. I know all of us will be in lockstep together as we continue the hard work to achieve the goals that we have advanced dramatically in the last year. A year ago, together, we began the successful effort to offer.
So thank you, Senator Wyden, for your leadership. We will stand with you as a champion, and we know that you're going to keep the pressure on. Income support matters. If we tie payments to economic conditions and not politics, people will have access to cash in times like these without needing to wait on Congress to act. So a few things to lift up from what we heard from Senator Wyden. The role of unemployment insurance, the child tax credit, the EITC. We need to make the child tax credit permanent because we need to acknowledge that people caring for kids are doing work. Let me say that again. People caring for kids are doing work, are doing labor that's valuable to all of us. And it's not just limited to the pandemic, to the current crisis. We need to make the earned income tax credit expansions permanent as well. It's a tax credit that takes a small step toward balancing out the tax code in favor of working and middle class people, as opposed to the rich and the wealthy. And the need for that it's not gonna go away when the pandemic stops. So we need to keep the fight on. And to bring in another voice, our next leader, I'm so proud to introduce LaToya Hale from Hoosier Action in Indiana, part of People's Action. Take it away, LaToya.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. My name, like he said, is LaToya Hale Tahiru. I live in Indiana. I'm a grassroots maternal and child health leader and part of Hoosier Action, a member organization of People's Action. Moms of Hoosier Action is a group of moms who organize around policy change for what our families need. We're like a family. We share struggles and successes. I have 3 kids, a 9 and 16-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. I was pretty blessed when the pandemic happened. I was able to continue to work and I didn't endure much financial strain. But I come from a community with people who live with great disparities. My family and friends and neighbors were already living in food deserts, not having sustainable wage jobs, and living lives of immense pressure and strife. The stress and trauma of these struggles put strain on people's mental health, which contribute to substance abuse, intimate partner violence, health disparities, and suicide, just to name a few. When a handful of people in the community are not okay, the entire community isn't okay. Personally and professionally, I work to decrease disparities and increase protective factors to ensure Indiana has healthier pregnancies, babies, and families. I advocate for accommodations that will eliminate infant and maternal mortality, which has been a problem in Indiana for decades. The assistance coming from the relief package is a real stress reliever. People from communities with opportunity gaps are already under great financial and mental anguish. Not knowing where they may live, what they may eat, or what the next day may bring. I've seen moms having to make decisions between diapers and baby formula. There was a formula shortage with WIC during the pandemic. Moms were really scrambling. People were so desperate for that money just to get their basic needs met. One of Hoosier Action's mom used the money she got to pay her car insurance and credit card bills. She even had a little left over to get a zoo pass for her and her kids for the summer. It makes a really big difference, not just surviving, but having a little extra cushion too. Even for me, the cash assistance helped give me more breathing room. Most legislators and politicians have not walked in the shoes of the average American. Often they misunderstand our needs. But while the pandemic brought some horrific things, it also shined a light on and identified areas in our society that need the most attention. We have to call out things for what they are. These disparities exist not by accident. Our policies created these disparities, and politicians don't often prioritize correcting them. We need to continue to act with a sense of urgency while being intentional and strategic about creating a more equitable America. Positively, this latest relief bill shows that the government is capable of prioritizing the well-being of people it serves. Policy is usually a drawn-out process, but a lot of the red tape can be done away with. We can get rid of bureaucracy and we can achieve equity. Government has the capacity to fix things quickly and implement things to improve the quality of life of those who need it most. Our legislators just need to tap into their moral integrity to do what is right. You see people suffering, why wouldn't you put the proper things in place? Now that we started on this path, we should make it permanent. We should make sure that all the benefits that were in this relief package continue for those of us that need them. There's no reason such disparities should continue to persist in such a rich country. We need to care for all people. Legislators should get ahead of the problem by putting things in place now. Going forward, if things don't get better anytime soon, we'll have systems in place to provide stability for people. We should be proactive, not reactive. So Dorian and Brigid, what will it take to make things like the reoccurring cash payments and boosted unemployment insurance, as well as the refundable child tax credit permanent? What is blocking us from getting this done? If it's really what people need.
Thank you so much, LaToya. And that is the question. And my quick response is the thing that's blocking us is power. And those rich, wealthy interests, particularly in the Senate, that tries to block everything we do at the national level. And that's the case in every state capital across the country. But we only win when we have the power to win. And that's why organizing is so important. If we really, really, really want to make these things permanent, direct cash payment to families and individuals, expanded child tax credit, expanded earned income tax credit, boosted unemployment insurance, and on and on and on, including the folks that got left out, by the way, we have to organize. We have to organize. And there are things that we can do right now to make sure that President Biden actually does build back better for our communities. So what do you think about that, Brigid? Are you down with the organizing?
Organize, 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 y'all. That's how we get it done. And thank you, Dorian, and thank you, LaToya. Y'all, we can win when we take action together, and we get to take action together right now. Because guess what, y'all? Tomorrow, Biden is unveiling his plan. So we have tonight and tomorrow to make sure that we're getting our voices heard to the administration and to Congress. And so, again, like I said at the top of the call, right? Like, we're not just sitting here talking, which is important because we're listening to very important stories. But I want y'all now to get out those phones or open a new tab on your computer, because we're going to send a message to Biden now. So again, take out your phones, get on your computer, and type in ppls.ac/cash. My favorite 4-letter word, cash. That should be in the chat so you get to see it. This will take you to our action page where you can email and tweet the president right now to call on him to make these things more permanent, what you've just been hearing on this call. And again, that is ppls.ac/cash. Now, we want everyone to join the call for real relief in our communities right now. And we're excited to have Sam Trump back to play for a few minutes while y'all are taking this amazing collective action together. So once again, follow that link, take action, which you see at the top of your screen. And again, you can't repeat yourself too many times. And I also think there's a magic in repeating things 3 times. So again, do this on your phone or your computer, ppls.ac/cash. And join me in welcoming back our musical guest, Sam Trump. Take it away, Sam. Wow, Sam, thank you so much. I hope everyone enjoyed that music to stir your soul as you were texting and tweeting at the Biden administration. You know, I am pretty clear that people, artists, and music make the revolution happen. And so, again, thank you so much, Sam, for your talents. I am pleased now to welcome our final speaker. Her name is Sandra Killett. She cut her teeth doing welfare organizing and will share with us how winning on the American Rescue Package is your victory and why we need more. Over to you, Sandra.
So thank you for allowing me to be here with you all today. I won't repeat introduction of who I am. But this is what I will begin by saying, and that is that welfare reform and space that we're in right now. So in reference to the rescue package, right? It is everything that we organized around for 20 some odd years. I mean, my boys are grown now, and this was all because they were sanctioning families and having time limits. And now we see today that that form of economic support, financial, concrete support that families need is something that we can utilize on a continuous basis to raise families out of poverty. It is my hope that this is the path towards humanity. Never before in my lifetime have I ever heard humanity used numerous times, ensuring families are being able to feed their children, making sure that families have shelter, making sure that they can get to the doctor and have medical care. COVID-19 has, yes, giving us great hard grief over the losses of loved ones and family and friends that we know. And a bunch of my colleagues have already shared that. But I will tell you, COVID-19 has shed a light on every single one of those complications that families deal with every day, more so than we had done 20 years ago organizing. We had some great wins, no mistake about it. But I am telling you, at this particular point in time, we are at the cusp of what needs to happen in society towards humanity for children, families, and communities. And we need to take advantage of this. We need to organize, because we know that that gets results. We know the capabilities of what can happen when we organize. We know what can happen when folks that are in power, and I say power questionably because I believe strongly that people have the power, right? So I will say their power is questionable, but we know those decision makers that are in those offices can do what needs to be done in order for families to rise above poverty and stay stabilized so that they eventually no longer need that leg up. Never before have I seen anything that talks about eliminating poverty the way that the stimulus has eliminated, the way that consistency, the extended unemployment benefits, and the child tax credit and the earned income. I mean, this is amazing to put all of those things together to realize that this is the way. This is the way to move people out of poverty. This is the way to continue to build on humanity. This is the way to provide for children, families, and communities. And we will not stop until it is done. We don't care how long it takes. I'm willing to stay out there. I might be doing things in other areas, child welfare area, but they're all the same. They're all the same issues that affect families, children, and communities. And so we need to know that this needs to be long lasting. Thank you so very much. And I am looking forward to the work to be done.
Thank you so much, Sandra. And I just have to say first, thank you for your decades of service with Community Voices Heard, engaged back in the day in the National Campaign for Jobs and Income Support. You are in a long line of, particularly of Black women on welfare who have organized. I'm thinking today of the National Welfare Rights Organization from the 60s and on and on. And you, like so many other women, and particularly Black women, got engaged in the fight after so-called welfare reform. And little did any of us know we'd be here. It took a long time, 25 years later, but here we are. And we know that the fight is still ahead of us, and we should anticipate the backlash. So that means we have to take action. And right now, we need Congress and we need the president to take action right now, today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. We have to keep the pressure on. And the best way to ensure that they take action is for you and for us to take action. We have to make sure they know that what they're doing is helping. So let's reward the champions and let's go after the folks that aren't there yet, but we know they can get them there with some good organizing and some pressure. So once again, I'm going to tell you that link so you can contact President Biden right now. It's at the top of your screen, ppls.ac/cash. All right, that's it for me. Back to you, Brigid.
Thank you, Dorian. We're coming up to the close of this event, but as we're doing that, I just really want to give a heartfelt, deep gut soul appreciation to the leaders on this call. Thank you, Sarah, Latoya, and Sandra, for your years of leadership on getting this country to where it is today, and knowing that your leadership will help us to get even further beyond. I want to thank Senator Wyden for the leadership that he has shown on the American Relief Plan, and all the senators who joined the call for direct payments in the next round of COVID relief. And to all of the partners who made the live stream possible today. Thank you to the Income Movement, Economic Security Project, Change.org, Parents Together Action, Humanity Forward, and People's Action. Thank you. It takes all of us, and we've already moved mountains, and together we can even go farther. And now to close us out, I mean, I could listen to Sam all day. I mean, I'm so sad this is the last song, but let's hear from Sam, our musical guest, one more time. Again, Sam Trump, over to you.
Remember how we partied way back in the day? It was a good vibe always from the music that we used to play. And we would have it our way, dancing on the floor. We put that thing on replay. I love the way it touched my soul. Somewhere we messed up, and tell me how could we let up the distractions are set up to keep us from spreading love. Spread love, spread love. Now tell me what's up, what's up, what's up. At times we got off track, but we know the way. We managed to find our own way back, yeah, we know the way. To the people of today, we know the way. We know you see us, believe us, we know the way. 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 Remember hearing elders not feeling what they used to say, and they were only trying to help us, and we be like, yeah, okay. But it was preparation for what we didn't know. Tradition and innovation, they taught us the way to go. At times we got off track, but we know the way. We managed to find our own way back, yet we know the way. To the people of today, we know the way. We know you see us, believe us, we know the way. We know the way. Yeah, we know the way. We know the way. We know the way. Yeah. We know the way. We know the way. Snap your fingers with me. That's right. Out there in virtual land, wherever you are, snap your fingers if you're able. You see, correction was necessary, but a little lesson never hurt nobody. I dance different, now I'm over 30, but two-step in ain't never brought me worries. A light heart will keep it working. Found some purpose, but I'm still searching. I thank God I started early, yeah. Give a nod when I'm walking by, cause a little respect ain't never hurt nobody. I acknowledge you when you're passing through. Hospitality is here for you. We break bread, converse in truth, build bridges and teach the youth. Life's a cycle with some things new, yeah. At times we got off track, but we know the way. We managed to find our own way back, yet we know the way. Yeah, to the people of today, we know the way. We know you see us, believe us. Say we know the way with me now. Say, at times we got off track, but we know the way. We managed to find our own way back, yet we know the way. To the people of today, we know the way. We know you see us, believe us. We know the way. 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 Let's keep loving each other. We know the way. Let's keep putting our action, putting our bodies to use to make it happen. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for loving each other and working together. It's the only way to get through all of this. Much love to you all. Keep up the fight, because we know the way, y'all. We know the way. We know the way.